All right, Cancer, here we go. The hot spot of the connection cycle. I thought I would do a reading for you, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, which technically these are all signs readings. Those that have been around a while know that because you're the whole cycle that we're in. Soulmate cycle is Cancerian theme. You see here this card on the pre-shuffle? Yeah. Your energy, the energy of the Cancerian connection keeps me up all night sometimes. That's me last night. That's a picture. Snapped it right there, put it on a card, loaded it up right there. It's also your person. And we're going to talk about that. This is going to be a very interesting reading, to say the least. It is a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason, especially if you're a Cancerian. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. So let's talk about this. This is a pre-shuffle. Before I shuffle for the reading, I shuffle for myself. And I say, why the hell was I up all night? I was. I got probably 3 hours sleep last night. Not in whole. I've never figured out really what it was until morning time. It's kind of fitting that this is here. But yet I'm surprisingly energized today, even in spite of that. What's going on here? I'm kind of describing your person. I'm kind of describing this pre-shuffle. This is just a surface energy. I got 9 swords. I got someone who is, your person is exceedingly frustrating. They're worried about what they've done wrong. And I'll explain that in a second. It's the easiest way I can phrase it. Always in these readings, no matter what deck I grab, these runners come up as a King of Wands, a Queen of Wands, or an out of balance Emperor. That is who this is. This is the King of Wands right here. And it's crossing this 9 of Swords. This energy is ego, pride, yeah, but it's more than that. It's someone who is faced with their own bullshit, which is kind of what this energy that's all around us right now is doing. It's forcing some decisions. But here's the frustrating part. I got a 4 of Wands crossed by a 9 of Wands. Somebody refuses, and the King of Wands is notorious for this. Someone refuses to admit they were wrong. And because of that, because the energy, the powers that be around, within the energy around all of that, it causes this at the end of the day, because they are wrong. They're wrong about what they're given, their thoughts and their feelings and everything. This 8 of Pentacles crossed by the 7 of Pentacles, they just put their energy into the wrong things. And underneath it all, bookending this 9 of Swords, is the Empress. It's you. It's the DF in this connection. I'm pulling on the soulmate cycle. I mean, literally, by doing a Cancer reading. It is literally someone up all night about you, but paraphrasing, but refusing to admit that they're wrong. Just pretending everything is okay. The King of Wands does that. All right? Everything's fine. Everything's cool. You know, trip over a crack. I meant to do that. You know, that kind of thing. Whatever their 4 of Wands is, they've got a wall up there. They're just refusing to look on the other side of it. Nope, this is great. This guy here thinks this is a great wall. It's not. It's flimsy. You can see just by looking at it. 9s are the end in tarot. That wall is coming down. I got a 9 here too with that 9 swords. It's going to be a very interesting reading. All right. But as usual, your person is exceedingly frustrating. Very frustrating. They know they've never made a decision about you. They know exactly what they want to do. They'd love a second crack at it, but they won't admit they're wrong. And they have to. They have to admit that what they have is superficial and what they're feeling for you isn't, and then make a decision. But they're not making a decision under that environment, under that energy. So the net result is 9 swords. Paced in the kitchen at 2 in the morning with a bottle of whiskey. Which I wasn't doing, but I was just up. Again, back to watching infomercials at night. Oh God, what will I buy now? I remember back at the beginning of Steve's Love Tarot when I first got here. I got all kinds of gadgets and things up all night. Let's shuffle the deck right now. Give me the soulmate cycle from the angle of Cancer universe. There's a lot of energy here. I always used to tell you this, and I'll tell you again. It's a fire hose of energy. My God. I pulled a Pisces reading the other day. That was a cakewalk compared to this. And Pisces got a pretty powerful connection, I'll tell you that. This first card out is before the cut. So why the fuck are we here? So why the fuck are we here? Why are we here? God, all that shuffling. All that shuffling. You. What did I tell you? You're the one keeping them up at night. That was bookending that Nine of Swords. It's somebody needs to get real here. Okay? Say hello. You matter. It's just there's that stubborn, never made a decision about this. They have to admit they're wrong about something to whatever. I mean, or they have to tell you something that they don't want to reveal. I mean, it could be any of that. The same frequency of energy plays out many different ways. What comes after the cut? What comes after the Empress? You see a fully clothed lot, by the way. We don't want 18 plus videos around here, censors and all. But there it is, the Devil. I don't want to say they've demonized you. I don't think that's the case. I want to make sure I phrase this correctly. It's not that. It's someone who, metaphorically speaking, would wish that they never crossed paths with you, because when they did, it changed everything. It made them look at everything different. It's getting harder and harder and harder. That Nine of Swords in the pre-shuffle tells me it's getting harder and harder, more difficult to keep up the facade that everything is great on their side, or that they're, it's hard for them not to see it. You're the powerful energy that's underneath everything. There's karma here, there's past lives here, there's karmic debt, there's a soul contract, it's all here. See, I told you, it's a fire hose of energy. Our cut cards that back up the pre-shuffle are the Empress and the Devil. All right? I think your person is a classic example of someone who got the Devil and the Angel wrong. All right? They give their attention to the wrong things. They give their faith to the wrong things. They give their love to the wrong things. And it's probably not their fault. It could be how they were raised. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's shuffle the deck here. The runners in this cycle are all like this on some level. But in your person's case, there's this underlying energy of they keep you in limbo. And that's Devil energy to a T. They keep you in purgatory, right? They keep you just floating there in limbo, never making a decision. And they feel like if they do make a decision, then it's over, whether it's plus or minus, go towards you or not. And they don't want it to be over at the same time. What they don't realize is that's because there's karmic debt here. Okay, soul contract, whatever you want to call it. It's just like your credit card. You put charges on it. You have a contract with that company that you're going to pay those charges. Same thing. Everything is energy. It is. The energy of the universe doesn't work any differently. All right, let's go. It has less interest, I think. But let's shuffle the deck here. Give me a reading, universe. Give me the soulmate cycle from the angle of Cancer. My God, I can't even believe this reading. Oh, Jesus. Okay, the overall energy of everything that's going to fall on the table is the Ten of Cups. Okay. What's fueling this Ten of Cups? Why is my voice doing that? Yeah, the Three Swords. Yeah, again, it's everything I already told you around that Devil. This is a powerful energy, this Three Swords, fueling this Ten of Cups here. It's a beautiful card, isn't it? Again, I say this, and I know I get Cancerians that thumbs down the video and things like that when I say things like this, okay? But somebody here just, I don't know if they're afraid to share something with you or afraid to open up, but the easiest way to read this energy is what I already said. They're afraid of this being gone. And yet, so it's easier just to keep you in limbo, keep you in dreamland and fantasy land. Now, for a lot of you, there's something that they're afraid that they'd have to admit to. The King of Wands doesn't like to admit they're wrong, and they don't like to admit that they lied about something, right? So there's something that they would have to tell you. There's something to do with this Three of Swords. So this is really more than ever a double overall energy here. Okay, and it's very strange. Let's see what's going on here. Here's the energy around your connection. Here's how your person's behaving in the 3D in real life. Here is their soul energy. Here's the message from the universe. Hidden energy, red with the energy of your connection. Right here's the potential final outcome. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. I will clarify everything, throw some universe cards over the top, and if I think I need to extend this, I will. I am a loss for words here because I nailed that energy on that devil perfectly. All right, it's hard to put into words, but I think you understand what I'm saying by they leave you in purgatory. They need you, but at the same time, they're afraid if they go towards you that it might be over. If they make any kind of move, they have to commit. In the animal deck, the King of Wands, which is what your person's reflecting as in this reading, the King of Wands is a cobra, right? They put up that hood and puff themselves up and pretend, stay away. Because if they strike, they're vulnerable. There's something, and part of their karmic debt is being vulnerable. But I get the impression with this particular energy that the last time they did that, they've been hurt many times in life. And somehow they've demonized you into being the one that's going to do it again, right? Oh, I'm just going to make a fool of myself if I go in. So much time has passed if I say something now, and I'm going to have to admit all this crap, all that. They got to put that down. That Empress energy is too strong, and the Devil energy is growing toxic. It's going beyond just representing karmic debt. It's growing toxic, all right? A lot of dreaming about you, though, I will tell you that. Okay, there's, this is their little fantasy picture right here. No doubt about it. All right, what's the energy around your connection right now? I like to give you all the energy. I want you to know what's going on. Not just some stupid tarot reading. I want you to know what's in the energy here. And I'm taking my time to translate this energy for you because it's tricky. And the energy's really, 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 really scattered right now. So I'm going to take my time with it. If you don't like that, oh well. Right here, the energy around your connection. Yeah, Knight of Cups. It's incoming. That's all that's saying. The energy around the connection is incoming. The love inside them is growing. Someone needs to make the approach here. They dream about making the approach maybe, but they stop themselves at some point because of this Three Swords energy. All right? But the energy is incoming. Again. And it's been incoming a lot. And some people say, well, you say that all the time. Yeah, it's just energy. It's like a fart smell, okay? It comes and goes, You might get in the elevator and smell it. The next person who gets in doesn't because it flowed out when you opened the door. It comes back around, though. It floats around. It comes around. What goes around comes around kind of energy. And again, we're in a phase where the energy's looped back around and it's coming in. And you have a very fast-moving connection. It changes very quickly. Right here, because you're the hot spot. You're where all the volcanic activity is. How are they behaving in the 3D? Strength. Pretending everything's fine. I'm cool. Again, the King of Wands who trips over a crack and pretends they planned it. I'm cool. I'm good. Even though they twisted their ankle, they're in a huge amount of pain. They won't show anybody that because that's not cool. You walk it off. Just walk it off. Right? Somebody pretending they're fine. They're absolutely fine. Everything's cool. Look at me. Look at me. I'm petting a lion. All right. Good luck with that. Soul energy. Bookending the Knight of Cups. And yeah, that's fitting. I was just about to say, and the truth comes out, and then I pull the card. It's the Emperor. Yeah. Again, it's my out of balance Emperor. We already had the King of Wands and the pre-shuffle, so we know that. You don't need me to tell you that. Somebody here knows exactly what it's bookending the Knight of Cups. They know exactly what they want to do. But this fool is stubbornly sitting on that cement throne. Just sit there. Everything's good. I'm good. I have everything I need. No, you don't. You need a beard trim, right? You need to wash this outfit. You've been wearing it since I bought this deck. My God. It's stubborn. It's too much masculine energy of the soul. It shows that they're out of balance. It's just this masculine energy. And it's all reflecting King of Wands. All right? That's why they're cool. Everything's fine. They are not fine. And with the Empress bookending the Nine of Swords, it gets worse at night. All right? That was from the pre-shuffle. All right, here we go. Energy, hidden energy. What's the universe want to tell us? It's separate from the reading, but it is red with the Knight of Cups. Oh, come on, give me something good. I haven't looked. Give me something good. Justice. That's nice. Again, this Emperor here, these two look very similar, don't they? Except this one's robe is cleaner. Okay? This is, okay, I'll put it this way. This is a fun way to put it because I don't joke about anything that's not in the energy, and I made a wisecrack when I pulled this card. I said, you're not fine. You need a beard trim, right? And you need to wash this. Because you've been wearing it since I bought the deck? Yeah, look, it's the same guy, but cleaned up. He trimmed his beard. He washed it. There's no more black, dark area here. It's all clean now. In fact, this was actually green, and when he washed it, it got green. Okay, so that's the way the energy is reflecting. So what it says, what the universe is saying is exactly what I already said in the bookend. They know exactly what would make them happy. What would make this person happy, is to come towards you, is to say something, to admit something, to admit that you matter, to admit they were wrong, to admit you were right, to admit whatever, to be vulnerable. It would make them very happy, and they know that. But because of this, it's not happening. I see the energy coming. I don't see this fool getting up off the throne. I don't. He's sitting right there. He never gets up off there. It's got a toilet built in, got a little hole. He just lifts the robe, right? No problem. Potential final outcome, red with strength. Okay. Queen of Swords. I took a peek. I had to know. It's if I'm going to phrase this two ways. If this person shows up with this energy, it is not the Knight of Cups showing up. It's Bitchy McBitcherman. Okay? It is a cold and detached energy. And it's exactly what I said. It is red with the Strength card. And what did I say about the Strength card? The King of Wands, how are they behaving in the 3D? Like everything's fine. Cold and detached. Just like the King of Wands, if he trips on the sidewalk, twists his ankle, in a lot of pain, he says, I'm fine, just walk it off. Everything's cool. I'm good. I meant to do that. You know, it's like that. Everything's fine. It is not fine. There's a lot going on here. And this Three of Swords, I did not know what was under this until now. It just started to reveal itself. It's 10 Pentacles. This Three of Swords has to do with the way they're living their life. Straight up. It all goes back to this. Because this is a whole lot of bullshit. This is, the Ten of Cups could be a whole lot of fairyland. It's fairyland on the card. Nobody's family's like that. Nobody's. Okay? I grew up with plenty of, my friends had friends that had kids and everything like that. Brother and sister hitting each other, fighting, all kinds of stupid crap going on. Parents fight. This is not reality. This is their dream. This is what they want. This is what you represent. What's on this? And this is what their current life is. But they pretend everything's fine with a cold detachment, not getting up off the throne. But they know what they want to do. Again, they know. Look, if I clean myself up, I wash the robe, I come in, the energy is coming. I don't know if the 3D person's coming with the energy or not. I don't see this fool getting up off the throne. Now we're going to clarify. And we're not going to forget this Three of Swords with this Ten of Pentacles. I won't. But I'm showing it to you so you don't forget it. All right? All right. Here we go. Okay. This is a whole lot of fairyland here. Know exactly what would make them happy. All right? Okay. We're going to clarify with the witches. Let's do it. Knight of Cups. Why is it here? I'm going to go as deep as I can. I'm going to have to. When I'm dealing with a King of Wands and an out-of-balance Emperor in the soul, I have to go deeper, deeper, deeper. Because there's an underlying issue here. And it revolves around that Three of Swords. And if I do extend this, I'm going to go to town on the Three of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. I'm going to go to town on it. Because it is the prevailing wind of this whole thing. Because this is nonsense. This is just what they know, what could be. But then they convince themselves that it's just going to hurt them like everything else did, and they shut back down. This person is notorious for this, though. Their energy does this all the time. It comes in and out with this. Unreal. And it's not that they're trapped in a toxic situation. Your person can be single. They might be in a toxic situation. It's not that. It's just their life isn't, it's not making them happy. It's not. And they talk a good game maybe about love and all that stuff, but it's not there. I don't see it. I see Three Swords. I see up all night over you. And some karmic debt that needs to be paid. A massive amount of it. They've racked up some serious debt. Why is and that karmic debt gets paid by them being vulnerable. Universe says it with justice right here. Right? Taken care of. Cold detachment. Wow. Okay. All right. Knight of Cups. I'm still shuffling. I told you, the energy right now is scattered. But it's okay. I get through it. Look at this. I said the energy's incoming, right? It is. It's crossed by the Lovers. I mean, in the environmental energy, this alone proves my energy read, that the energy's coming towards you. As if the Knight of Cups didn't tell us enough, the environmental energy around it is the Lovers card. That means the table's set. The door is open. All right? The door is open. All right, my nose is running like a DM today. All right, here we go. What's on top? Three of Cups. What have I been saying? Look, the universe says he knows what he needs to do. He's trim that beard, clean this outfit, get up off the damn toilet throne, and come over here and talk to you and be vulnerable. The devil told us that too with the Empress. The whole pre-shuffle told us that. They know exactly what they want to do. This is celebration. This is someone needs to open up. This is the universe backing up. Their karmic debt is to be vulnerable. This is the Three of Cups. It's the flow of water. It's the flow of emotion. It's opening up. The energy is conducive for that to happen. And I got this fool. I can't get up right now. I'm constipated. Right? Constipated? Really? That's your excuse? All right. Why is the Three of Cups here? Tower. I mean, I don't even know how to... It's just... Someone is... As soon as they think about opening up, it's like terror sets in. Again, it goes back to this Three of Swords. All right? It's somebody who... I could phrase this in a way, in a lighter way, a kinder, gentler way, as somebody who's taking it out on you what someone else did to them. All right? They're assuming that if they come... Well, this Emperor here, Mr. Constipated, if I open up and I'm vulnerable and I follow this energy in, it's all just going to fall on my head. And I can't have that, you know. But in a way, I'm surprised they don't. Because the King of Wands, for all of their faults, you know, that we've already talked about, another one is they love the phrase, I told you so. Right? They love it. So it's really weird that they reflect as the King of Wands or an out-of-balance Emperor, and they think it's all going to fall on their head if they open up, right? But because they could then come in and say, well, see, I told you, it's just going to end Three Swords. And that's how they get through life, you know, always being right, whether it's good or bad. Ah, it's unreal. The universe is talking also here about this connection needing to be built on more solid ground, but somebody has to open up to do that. Anyway, let's go to the Strength card here. Let's talk to the everything's cool person. Let's see here. Tell me about the Strength card. Holy cow. My God. No wonder I didn't get much sleep last night. I knew I was going to pull a reading for you, but I didn't. It's just unreal. Okay. Strength card. Why is it here? Well, your person was up too, I can tell you that. Strength card. Tell me about it. How they behaving in the 3D. The environmental energy around the Strength card. Come on now. I don't know why I'm your second favorite energy reader. It's the Nine of Swords. They're full of shit. They're just, I mean, my God, everything is not okay. They're pretending that everything is. The environment, in the base energy, it's cool. Cold detachment, everything's fine. I don't need to open up to this, whatever. The Empress, whoever says the Empress doesn't matter is full of shit, straight off, by the way. But that's how they're behaving in the base energy. The environmental energy is this. There's our person up all night again. And I was talking about being up all night while I was shuffling. And there it is. It's right there. Because I can feel it. I can feel that's the environmental energy. Everything is not all right. Everything isn't. Because while they think that if they open up, this is going to happen, right? They also know that this might happen. Or somewhere in the middle, between the two. Okay, so both of those angles cause Three of Swords. So it's a bit of a catch-22 sort of a thing going on here for this person. Their logic is off. That's why I say they're extremely frustrating. I don't understand their logic here. All right, what's on top? I mean, I just don't like it. Four of Swords. Doing nothing. Just I could deal with it. I'm cool. Everything's fine. Sometimes this is healing. Sometimes it talks about the brain shutting down, needing a rest, and the soul taking over. The law of pure potentiality card right there. Everything is in the silence. Sometimes it's just doing nothing. And that's what it is. Why is the Four of Swords here? I love it. Justice. It ties right with this. And they even look similar, don't they? They look very similar. Green top here with a red. Green top here with a red. It's justice. This is interesting. This is lady on this one. It looks like it looks like a dude-ish lady here, but it looks more like a dude here. It's a lady on this one. So again, somebody's doing nothing about what would make them happy. It represents, as the energy reflects, it reflects a lot like an empress. Is my point. And again, it's just, why is the Four of Swords here? Again, they know what would make them happy in the environment. They're not doing anything about it. They're pretending everything's good, and the net result is this. Okay? Which ultimately leads to this. Now, let's talk to Mr. Constipated here. All right. The Emperor. What's going on? What's going on with the Emperor? Tell me about this. Why are they like this? I can dig a little bit into the soul energy here. Why are they like this? That's what I want to know about this Emperor. I don't give a crap how it ties to this. I get it. I've already tied it to everything. It ties here, which leads to here. Cold detachment. Why is the Emperor here? Why are they like this? Might take a second to shuffle that. The universe got to do some thinking. Okay. It's crossed by the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is underneath this Three of Swords. Okay? We talked about that. That's their life. Whatever's on their side, whatever it is that they're living or whatever. Again, someone is like this because they're living the life that they believe they were supposed to live. Okay? The Emperor is about rules. The Emperor is about control. Right? The Emperor it sticks to tradition, sticks to things that are tried and true. Right? It's not an innovative Emperor energy here, especially when it's out of balance. That said, they're like this. They're behaving like this because this is how they were taught to behave, or this is how they believe they're supposed to be living. The life that is causing them a lot of pain is the life that they're taught they're supposed to be living. And a lot of people are like that. That's not new to the Cancer angle on the soulmate cycle. That's our whole freaking society, straight up, in a lot of ways. You know, we've been limiting ourselves for a long time. You know, people, human beings, millions of years ago didn't start out that way. You know, we added all this pomp and circumstance to our lives and things we're supposed to be doing and stuff. And we wonder why we got a world full of caged souls. You know, what's on top? 9 Cups. Again, it's emotional. They're convincing themselves that they're emotionally fulfilled here. This is someone who is emotionally fulfilled, being out of balance, being more in the masculine than in the feminine energies. This is what they know makes them happy. It's all they know. Why is the 9 of Cups here? The Emperor. And proof. That proves my energy reads straight up because it looped right back around on itself. Why is this here? Because of the Emperor. Because this is the way it's supposed to be. It's someone who says, I'm staying in this 10 of Pentacles even though it hurts me because it's what we do. Right? It's that kind of energy. It's just what we do. It's what we do in my family. It's what we do in whatever. You know, it's what we do. It's that kind of energy. It loops right back around on itself. All right? And it's false. And it's leading to some serious energy. It's causing a big disruption here in the soulmate connection that you have with this person and the soulmate energies around this person, because they know exactly what would make them happy, but they're not doing it because it's just not what we do, right? And that's a caged soul, and that's exactly what that is, and that's why there's a Tower here. It's also a little bit dangerous. All right, it can lead to outbursts. It can lead to it can lead to depression. It can lead to anxiety. It wouldn't surprise me. Somebody doing nothing about what would make them happy. That's crazy. Pretending everything's good with cold detachment because this is how we do it. This is how I get the message. This is how we do it in our family, but it doesn't have to be that way. It just, again, somebody here doesn't want to break tradition or doesn't want to break a pattern, a cycle, and that's a problem. That's tricky because it's going wrong on them. We can see that right here. It's actually hurting them. It has hurt them in the past. You know, this can be very similar to the Leo angle. This could be, it's not the same energy, but this could be a situation where no matter what happens, they fix the, like if it's a marriage, right? When you're in this kind of energy, no matter what happens, you fix it. Somebody cheats on you, you talk it out and you fix it and you just move on. Fixing it in this person's case with this energy, an out of balance emperor, is carpet sweeping it. It's not really fixing it. It's not really addressing it. And that's the problem. And that's why you're this fantasy. But because of conditioning, they have themselves convinced that even if they go for this, it's just going to end badly. It's going to fall on my head, right? Is this for, I say to you sometimes in the readings, and that energy is here, that this person thinks you're too good to be true, right? Well, the way they're picturing it and dreaming about it, it kind of is. But at the same time, you're different from from the way they do things. You're actually, according to the energy here, the proper flow. All right. So while it may not be this idyllic Ten of Cups, the way it's pictured, it's certainly not Three Swords. But again, because of conditioning, they have themselves convinced that, again, holding you responsible for other things, for other people that hurt them. Like the last time they ventured out, for some of them, the last time they ventured out away from this is the way we do things, they got hurt. They got taken advantage of, whatever it is. You know, people they thought were friends turned out not to be friends, you know, that kind of thing. It's crazy. Let's talk to the universe. It's going to be a very interesting finale here because I've got a final outcome of cold detachment and a card of doing nothing here. But I do have justice from the universe, which is really just talking about that emperor cleaning themselves up. And they know what they'd like to do. But this justice ties with this justice, which again is here because somebody's doing nothing about it. And it's just crazy. All right, tell me about justice. What do you want to tell us, universe? What is this? Why is it here? What's going on? This could represent, I mean, this is separate from the reading. It is red with all this up here, the energy of your connection. It could represent a divorce that might be in the future. It could represent somebody standing up and doing what's right. It could represent you finding something out that helps you out with this. I don't know. We'll see. Why is justice here? It's definitely not an easy reading. The universe giving me a tough reading on a morning where I didn't sleep much. My God. Oh, you got to be kidding me. This card is red with these cards. This Knight of Cups had the Lovers crossing it. So does Justice. The Lovers. Unreal. And underneath that is the Eight of Swords. And again, I have to tie this Justice with this Justice, which is tied to the Four of Swords. And that's why Eight Swords is here. Round and round they go. They can't distract themselves from you because, you know, again, there's a lot of karmic debt here. We saw it with the devil. Their karmic debt is to be vulnerable, is to break this cycle of this is how we do things. It just, you know, again, I wish there weren't so many people watching. I wish I could get more specific, but I don't think I can get more specific than if your person's married or in a relationship or this involves a family, no matter what happens, no matter how much pain it's caused, they stick with it. They stick with it. And you came along and showed them something else. And they dream about that a lot. A lot. And that makes them really think. It drives them crazy. Right? All right. What's on top? Look at this. You see this shit? You seeing this? 10 cups. 10 cups. Again, when they think about you, you make them happy. But that's confusing because they can't do anything because they don't want to break this cycle because this is how we do things. My constipated emperor who won't get off his toilet throne because he might have to go. You know, it's... Right here, this relieves the karmic debt. This Ten of Cups coming toward you, because this represents how they see you. This Three of Cups, this opening up, flow of emotion, relieves the karmic debt. It would make them very happy. But they see it all falling on their head. Why is the Ten of Cups here? Strength. Again. This ties to this Strength card. Again, the moment, and it's red with the Tower. Again, when they think of opening up, right, they feel like it's going to fall on their head. And yes, it would change everything. This is all just a feedback loop. It says the same thing over and over again. The person, when they think about this, right, when they feel this connection, They get all up in their head about it, right? They know it would make them happy. They see that. But this is how we do things. Everything's cool. Everything's fine. There's no need to rock the boat because this could all fall on my head. It just goes round and round and round. It's as if coming towards you would... What is this great catastrophe that they think would happen? If they told you how they felt, if they said they were sorry, oh, I wish we had become friends, or I wish we had... You could even talk about it in past tense. You can even just bring some closure. That would pay the karmic debt. But for this person, there is some kind of pattern here, some kind of something that they're in. It's just, if it's a family, it's one of those families that I say all the time is more like a cult than a family. And people don't realize how common that is. It gets away. The control aspect gets away, and it becomes something that becomes well, kind of a prison of the mind a little bit. But that's what this energy is. Whatever it is, it's hurting them, and yet they keeping with it. Now I got a cold detachment in my final outcome. All right. This is who they're afraid to meet. Is going to meet them at the door. This ties directly to the tower for sure. But now I got strength leading into this, and this is red with strength. So let's see what the Queen of Swords is. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. What's the final on this? What is this? This person is very frustrating. Okay? Very frustrating. Very. It's this energy here combined with the Three of Swords. I don't know if I'm going to extend this or not. I will pull some side reads, you know, because there'll be a link in the description. I'm going to do some digging. I think for a lot of you, this person's either married or you're another one of those signs where the person's either married or in a relationship, or there's some sort of family situation here. It can be career, but I don't really get that on this. I don't. Not heavily. It can be, though. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. What's the final on this? Okay. Yeah. It's crossed by the Knight of Wands. It's an in and out energy. It's, on one hand, they want to talk to you, and there's a cold, hard truth that sinks in, and then they shut it down. It's just saying what the reading's been saying. They move forward, and then they shut it down. You know, it all hinges on this Three of Swords and this Ten of Pentacles. This life that they're living, this Three of Swords, and they pin this to you. Oh, this can't be real. You know, it's got to be too good to be true. You know, and for some of you, not all, but for some of you, this person is really does feel you're too good to be true. You know, no one's like that. You know, blah, blah, blah. It's because like energy attracts like energy. Okay, if you ever run into anybody like that, it's because they're in their little world. This type of energy we were talking about here around the Emperor forms its own little world. It leaves you in a box, and that energy only attracts other people that are like this. So you think the whole world is like this. So when you meet somebody extraordinary, you're not willing to even trust it. You're like, well, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because it doesn't fit in the box that you're trying to put it in. It's an in and out energy. They're both coming towards you and not. They're like Schrodinger's soulmate, right? You put the soulmate in the box with an isotope, close the box. The soulmate is both dead and alive at the same time. You open the box, you find out which soulmate you got. A super fuckwit or a regular fuckwit. What's on top? Four of Pentacles. Fear. Again, they're doing nothing because they're afraid. They're holding back. For reasons I just told you. I just told you. For exactly why. I described it to you. I explained people like this. That little box that they get in, and you can't possibly be for real. Why is the Four of Pentacles here? The Four of Cups. Here it is. They know, again, this is why it's here. It's why they're holding back. Again, these two cards talk about everything I just said. Right? This guy right here wants to bang little blondie here. She hot. They're alone in a stream, in a wooded area. There's nobody around for miles. Pfft. I'd be already into it. Okay? At the end of the day here, this person's sitting with their arms crossed. He's defensive. In body language, that's someone who's hiding something or full of crap about what they're telling you, and they know they're full of crap. That's the key. They know it. Okay? So it's a defensive thing. They're defensive to it. They're again, they know that going towards you would make you happy, would make them happy, right? With justice and happiness, the balanced energy. taking the cup, but they reject the cup. Out of some sort of hissy fit, almost, they reject the cup, and in the process reject themselves. They do it out of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of different. That all of it stems from this. All of it is this behavior of self-sabotage in a way because of some kind of pain. Some kind of past pain that they don't want to relive. They don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to admit they were wrong. All of it. It doesn't matter. They will deny themselves this experience, purely because it's not how we do things. This is, my life is fine. Everything is great. No, it's not. And their life hasn't been great since you crossed their path. Because it wasn't great before that, but they were good at distracting themselves. They didn't have anything to compare it to. There was no contrast. As soon as you cross paths with this person, you have soul recognition. Now there's something to compare it to. So they're not great. There's nothing great at all, because they can't keep their mind off the Empress. And the Empress came up twice in the pre-shuffle. And remember, it's why the fuck are we here? It's the card before the cut. And after that comes the Devil. It's an obsession. It's an obsession, though, because of a lot of karmic debt here, a lot of past lives. A soul contract, if you will. The ties that bind. What was that line? It was a movie a long time ago with Nicolas Cage, and they stole cars. It had Angelina Jolie, and it was gone in 60 seconds or something like that. In that movie, Nicolas Cage had a car that he called his Eleanor, and it was the car that he could never steal. Something always went wrong when he tried to steal it. I think it was a Shelby Cobra or something like that. It was Eleanor. You're their Eleanor. Okay, you're their absolute obsession. They have to do it, and they think that if they do it, they've got themselves convinced that if they come towards you, it's all going to fall on their head. But so they pretend that everything's great on their side. It's extremely frustrating, because I can tell you, all the holding back and all the fear, all the cold detachment, all the pretending everything they've got is fine, is all bullshit. Because he definitely wants to bang her. Okay, definitely, and she knows it too. He's like, oh, would you just get on with it? Right? That's kind of where you're at a little bit. That being said, I mean, that's what's going on here. That's what we got. But we got an interesting case study in psychology here for sure. Oh, God, look at this Queen of Pentacles underneath it. Yeah, again, we got to keep things the same even though it hurt me. And there's you, thriving off there in the background. That's one of the finest energies of the Empress. No matter where we pull, some sort of Empress energy comes up. It even came up here around this Justice card. And we talked about that. Let's shuffle the deck. Let's pull 3 cards from the universe. See what else the universe wants to tell you. I don't know if I'm going to go pull some Wicked Voodoo in an extended. If I do, it's going to be all about why. What's going on their side. I'm going to pull a pyramid. I don't even have anything to pull on for you, but I might. I don't know. It's going to be a very informal reading. If you like those, great. We'll just get as much information as we can. All right. I will pull a pyramid and a timeline on this person, though. It'll be one of my usual extendeds, really, for the most part. All right, here we go. So you never know what can happen. We'll see. I'll pull some offline readings and see if it's worth doing. All right. Let's see here. What else you want to tell Cancer, universe? 8 Cups. King of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the Sun crossing the King of Pentacles. Until someone realizes that Cups, I'm just going to paraphrase. That's all I got to do. Until someone changes, so a transformation, the Magician, occurs, right? Until someone realizes that Cups are where it's at. You don't stay in 8 broken cups for Pentacles. Till someone realizes that what they really want is to be happy, and they need to come towards you, they're not going to be happy. They're just not. At the end of the day, this takes a lot of bravery to do, walk away from 8 broken cups, but the universe is saying they have to. And until they do, they keep associating security, and all of these runners do in this cycle. They keep associating the wrong things with being happy. And they're very short-term fixes. It's like a drug addiction. It's a short-term fix. The drug doesn't make you happy. It just makes you happy for a second, and then it wears off and you're unhappy, so you take it again. It's the same short-term effect. Pentacles don't hold water. That's why. It just flows right through them. Until they realize that, until they walk away from 8 broken cups, again, nothing's going to change. They're just going to be frustrating. They know what they want to do, right? But they're going to have to come in with the tail between the legs a little bit. And the King of Wands doesn't like that. So for now, they see, until they change, they see happiness, the happiest card in the deck, the Sun, as whatever security they have, or whatever this is the way we do things provides them. Okay? For a lot of them, it provides a family shell. The family all lives close together, and they all take care of each other's kids. You can spot those families a mile away, like when one kid is named for the grandmother, and then another kid has kids around the same time, so they can play together, and then that kid is named for the other grandparent. It's like it's just this all swirl of energy that kind of ties together, and all that kind of stuff, which is fine if it makes you happy. See, a lot of people get on me for saying stuff like that. And saying, well, my family's like that and we're perfectly fine. Good for you. No one here is perfectly fine. I got 3 swords around it. Okay? And very clearly in this reading, it's not. It's fine if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, it's not fine. Seems simple logic to me, But this person here just seems bound to it in some way. As though they were raised with obligation put in their head, or that this was where happiness comes from, and they just never forgot it. You came in and showed them it's not. But it takes a lot of bravery to walk away from 8 broken cups. Cups that don't hold water, which are pentacles. All right? Pentacles do not hold water. And that's what it is. That's basically what's going on here. I can't say whether they're coming. I know you're going to get a whole bunch of tarot readings around YouTube. They're coming back. They're coming in, expect communication from them. Yeah, maybe. I can't say no, and I can't say yes. If they, and I've said it before, if they do communicate, it's very cold and detached. It's very defensive. And even this final card says that. These two are together here. They can communicate, right? So even if they do show up, it's someone who's showing up under the wrong energy, under the energy of, in order to protect themselves, they're showing up under the energy of, well, I know you're going to say no anyway, so I'm just going to reject this right off and be an asshole while I'm talking to you, right? Sit there with my arms crossed, and I'm not going to admit anything to you. It's like that. Until this person has some kind of transformation that makes them realize that happiness is not this, they're not going to do anything. This Page of Cups is actually encouraging here. It's very encouraging. It definitely tells us is what they want to do. Okay? That's the best I can do. That's reality. That's how life works. This is a tough cycle to break for a lot of people. Okay? The soul really needs to be fully awake to break it. If it's not working for you, and like I said, it takes a lot of bravery to walk away towards something new, toward 9 cups. And where's 9 cups? It's right here. The universe is encouraging them to do it, but they're refusing to do it. Why is the 9 cups here? The Emperor came back. It's a feedback loop. It goes around and around. So they're trapped in something, but they're leaving themselves that way. Call it brainwash. It's almost like, it feels like somebody who's brainwashed sometimes when I pull these Cancer readings. It does. I don't know. We'll see. I'll pull some side readings. We'll see if we can dig into this a little bit, and we'll see what happens. All right? Should be interesting anyway. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. I will tell you this, it's honest. All right, this is what the energy is. And I went really deep with these clarifiers. All right, that's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right, good luck.